There's some depth there for sure,
Yeah.
and the Tekken characters also just have such a giant move list.
Yeah, they do.
There's a lot of surprises in store, as well as a lot of interesting frame-dated properties on the Tekken chains. Air-to-air, they function differently. It's different than a Street Fighter or even a Tekken. You know, the frame data, of course, on all the moves changes if you chain to it versus if you link to it versus whether it's a Tekken string. So there's a lot to know. And if you're a Tekken frame counter.
That's right. You don't actually get those, added -7s or -7 frames tacked onto chains, even though they're classic Tekken chains.
Yeah.
But they're unique in the sense that they could still be like +1 or -1 or wherever. So they're a lot more safe than standard chains in Magic Series in this game.
Exactly.
So here comes Jin. He's probably going to start lobbing those things.
There we go.
Yep. And instead of trying to hit him, he makes a wall so the projectile gets nullified. Smart stuff by Floe early on. And he's pressuring into it. Oh, there's that jumping roundhouse. You are going to be hard-pressed to anti-air that move. And there we go again. No roll forward.
Nope.
You know, a lot of players say just take the roll forward. All right, so a little bit of damage right there. Rufus comes
nice
in.
read from
Floe.
Floe.
Yeah, Floe smelled that one a mile away. And Floe really dangerous with Rufus.
That cross-up has been so good for him.
Yeah, it got better.
Yeah, all the cross-ups, and again, more hits done on moves out of the air just generally. This should be the end. Oh, no.
Oh, he's got a sliver of life.
Scales
but he might,
one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting thing about Jin's overhead is it actually goes into a classic Tekken chain, which leaves you at around +5, and that's enough to do whatever you want afterwards.
Yeah, Tekken characters and the kind of their Tekkenness get those plus overheads.
Yeah, and Jin is a plus frames monster. I mean, we're looking at like
man.
+5 on crouching jab, +5 on crouching medium punch, +2 on hit on crouching medium kick. Like, he's just insane up close, but he does struggle to get there.
And meanwhile, Yoshimitsu's like, hello,
yeah.
can I get some plus frames, please?
That's
nope,
right,
sorry.
man. Jin to give
Jin
himself.
used them all, yeah.
Caught him with that low into God Fist. And he does another one. He chooses not to do damage potentially. He might do it here, though, yeah.
Floe is just demolishing Lamerboi here. I mean, you predicted it, but it's even worse than I think you anticipated.
Yeah, and he does an interesting thing is that he ends his combos in Electric God Fist instead of ending them in medium line destruction or the hook fist because he likes the setup. So that's kind of, he goes for damage potential, yeah.
And I think that's actually another smart thing, and that's something I've been talking about. Perhaps a vision of things to come, even on the regular launchers, starting to switch cancel those to get different kinds of position to set up things like resets, mix-ups, even from the midst of a combo, because I think one of the things that ultimately helps in this game a lot is going for potential reset rather than the guaranteed damage.
Yeah, going for
really
potential damage where you could kill a character as opposed to just putting him in a 50%
and that's the other thing, even more than you see in something like Marvel or another kind of team game. The continued pressure on one character is extremely valuable in this game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we just saw Floe use one of the unique pokes of Jin right there, which is standing roundhouse. It is a forward-moving momentum-based poke, and it is special cancelable, which looks weird because it doesn't seem like one of those pokes that would be. Whoa!
Oh, wow. Floe again connecting with that super juicy Rufus overhead.
And he is mashing that kick follow-up from the mental alertness. He does not want Rufus to hit the air. He did it about 3 or 4 times in a row right there, just saying, these guys are protected.
Yeah, please saying, yeah, like...
Oh, got him. Smacked him. Finishes with the Messiah kick. It almost feels weird saying that name without the EX before it.
Regular Messiah kick, back in action.
I almost didn't say the name. Like, am I saying something wrong here? Nice air-to-air.
No follow-up.
I want to see him do something different, though. He hasn't, like, Lamerboi just hasn't showed me that he has what it takes to win at this level yet. And here comes the mix-up. He doesn't fall for it. Finally rolled forward.
There we go.
Good damage. There we go. He's back in the game. He needed that, at least for his confidence. And Rufus just sitting in the back. That's, you know, it seems to be the theme in this tournament. A lot of Rufuses in the back. And why not?
Yeah, Rufus again, limited in Street Fighter 4 only by his somewhat moderate combo damage.
Yes.
He can create so many opportunities with that dive kick, but really couldn't, you know, in most situations until he has his Ultra, can't do a ton of damage. Now in Cross Tekken, the system has benefited him so greatly. He keeps that dive kick so he can generate massive pressure.
That's right.
But can also do combos as big as anybody's.
By himself, yeah, exactly. We're seeing some interesting things here. He's using that Electric God Fist with Jin.
Oh, very nice.
And that'll wrap that round up. The Electric God Fist with Jin, the pushback on it is so far the -3 doesn't really mean anything. Oh, wow, he survived. That didn't do anything. Just overhead probably. Forward low kick.
Another thing I think we'll see, oh, yeah. Yeah, Elpin just, I mean, excuse me, Lamerboi just seemed like he was
switching.
waiting for death there. Yeah,
Yeah,
again,
I mean, what was
what's
that?
what's the not switch? I can't believe the jump in there.
And like you said,
Difficult to
Seth,
understand.
I think a lot of these things we're going to laugh at later, but right now we're just trying to figure the game out. So a lot of these guys are just trying stuff, you know, that we're not sure if it's going to be concrete good, you know, later in the game's life. So we're just discovering it as we go.
And there's a lot of pressure on the line here still.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you got a whole audience watching these guys breathing down their neck. Here we go, Lamerboi putting his foot on the gas, finally making something happen versus Floe's Jin that's just been terrorizing his whole team. Doing that mental alertness, he's doing that in preparation for a dive kick, so
there he
do
goes.
that.
And he was basically announcing that dive kick, and Lamerboi decided to challenge it anyway. Said, let's go. I don't believe you. Flo said, nope, I was not bluffing.
I mean, yeah, what more do you need? But that's you know, mental alertness is such a great move because you could react so fast just by tapping a button. You come out with that you know, that move that looks like would be a command, but it's actually not. It's just a button tap out of the move. So we have Rufus versus Rufus Mir. Of course, Floe playing that grape Rufus. Gets the jump into the God Fist, switch back to Rufus.
Wow,
Two
just
switches.
close enough to the carrot corner to connect.
Oh man, look at that setup too. He dive kicks into the corner, forces Lamerboi to roll into the corner, and then dive kicks back out.
That was dirty.
That is some dirty stuff.
Wow, Floe fishing with that
footsies.
standing forward. Very nice stuff. And Floe really just completely owned this one.
Yeah, he's on another level right now compared to the competition he's been playing. I kind of forgot who he lost. He did beat Ricky Ortiz in this tournament too.
Yeah.
So I wish I could see who he lost to. I don't really know. If I were to guess though, it'd be somebody like Chris Gier Infiltration. Because I don't see him losing to anybody else. Oh man, so we're gonna have a little SoCal and SoCal action here. It's gonna be Floe and Combo Fiend, and this is
So it'll be losers finals, I believe.
losers finals.
Yeah.
That's right.